boyfriend brought his female friend a Tiffany necklace for her birthday. I feel weird about it. Should I break up with them? And this is OKOP, home of the craziest true stories on earth. You know me. I'm John. This is Sam.
Hi.
And we have our lovely guests from the Am I the A-Hole pod, Danny and Shannon. How are y'all doing today?
Great. Excited to be here.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks
Yes.
for having us.
It's so good. It's so good to have y'all. Definitely check out their podcast. All the links will be below. But we have to ask the question,
Yes.
should this person break up with their significant other? They got a Tiffany necklace for somebody else.
Oh,
their
for someone
female
else?
friend.
Oh,
Yeah.
Female friend.
Female friend.
That's crazy.
Oh, I misunderstood. I thought she was like, yeah, it's a piece of crap Tiffany.
Oh, right.
I want something better.
Try Hermes next time,
Yeah.
okay, buddy?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, what do we think?
brand.
I would need to hear more, but my gut is saying break up with them.
Yeah.
Break up with them.
Same.
I always think they should break up with them.
I think if you get a
Absolutely.
gift for anyone else other than your partner, break up with them. Get
Yeah,
a gift
you
for your
can't-
mom.
not
Any
your
gift.
mom,
No,
no.
This is hard
any
for
gift.
you.
Gone.
Sister,
Yeah,
absolutely
sister,
not.
done.
He's like, I'm done with
You should
everyone.
only be showering your girlfriend.
There we go.
I
Yep.
agree.
You don't buy a Tiffany for just anybody, though.
Yeah.
How
That's
much is that?
true.
Is it
They're expensive.
expensive?
Even their sterling silver ones are like at least I would say like $500.
Ugh, and that's sterling silver.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's like-
Imagine the gold.
That's not nothing. That's not nothing.
That
but
ain't nothing to sneeze at.
let's get the actual context and the actual story
All
here to
right,
make a
let's
judgment.
hear it.
I'm excited.
So this comes from GFQ. They say, help me decide if I'm blowing this out of proportion before I overreact.
Okay.
We will. My boyfriend of 11 months has a best friend, a girl best friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm. I've been totally fine with this from the beginning because she was there before me and they've been friends since college. They are both 27 years old right now.
Okay.
Mhm.
Although I feel it's important to add that they've never had the chance to date because they were both in relationships when they met.
Okay.
They've never had the chance.
to
Let's
date
see.
each other.
Yeah.
Okay, got
Ooh,
it.
That's worded a little.
Yeah.
I hope you think something's going
If
on.
they had the chance, they
Yeah.
would be dating. They just
Yeah.
never had it.
She's also been single for the past 3 months.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Here's her chance.
Yeah, even better chance. Her birthday is this Friday. And my boyfriend wanted to get her something really special.
Oh no.
Why?
I thought that was sweet of him until I realized what he had bought for her. Now I feel like it's extremely inappropriate, and at the risk of sounding like a bee, I want him to take it back. He claims that she's been wanting the specific necklace from Tiffany's forever. So he bought it for her.
Oh, it's like
Okay.
$500 at least.
I think
Well,
so.
He refused to tell me how much he spent on it, but I found an identical one on their website and it costs $250,
Okay.
which we
Oh,
have a
that's
picture.
cool.
Editors put in the picture in the notion there.
That's only $250.
But he's getting her a
gold.
heart.
It's a good
like
deal.
heart.
A heart.
jewelry.
Yeah.
Kind of
love.
a goofy heart.
I don't know.
Kind of
It's
a
a silly
noodle.
heart.
It's a silly heart.
I reserve the real hearts for you, babe. Yeah.
I feel like if you give anyone like a heart type jewelry, that is a sign that you're like somewhat hitting on them.
I think so,
Yeah.
yeah. But also, because I know Tiffany's, okay? And that's the Elsa Peretti heart. That is like a classic of Tiffany's.
Yeah.
And that is like the signature, like love necklace. And I really, if it's that
okay.
exact one, there's no way that's only $250. Like 2,500, honestly.
No way.
Yes, it's gold.
Let me see. I'm pulling it up. They also gave us the link here that I'm looking at real quick.
Honestly, $250 kind of changed how I felt.
'Cause
I was
it's
like,
not
that's a lot
that
cheaper than I
expensive,
thought.
yeah.
It is a lot
you know?
cheaper than I thought. I'm seeing like 2,700, 1,000, 1,500.
Yeah,
I'm
that-
seeing those kinds of prices. Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing under 1,000
No,
so far.
gold would not be
Look
under.
at that. Oh, here we go.
That small
Open hard
one-
pendant.
And
Six-
that's super small.
And that's the tiny one is $675.
yeah.
I feel like it's like 1,000.
Maybe they're missing a zero on that.
Oh,
That's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking.
that could definitely be. It could have
If it
been
was
a typo.
Open heart
$2,000.
pendant, though, sounding a lot like a surgery. I think we need a different name.
Well, my man needs some surgical precision to pull this off if he's going to really give this gift
Facts.
over. So, to put it mildly, my boyfriend's really excited to give it to her. He says it's also a thank you gift for helping him get through a couple pretty crappy semesters at graduate school. She's extremely smart and was in the same program as him.
So we've been spending a lot of time together studying.
A lot of time
Late nights.
grinding hard on those textbooks.
geez.
Oh.
This is not being set up for winning.
Opie says, okay, fine, but a necklace? Why not a gift card or something less romantic and not
okay.
so extremely expensive?
Expensive.
She wants to have a friend date with him on Thursday as an early birthday celebration. So he's going to take her out for lunch or dinner on Thursday, which means they're going to get drunk.
That just sounds like a date. If you give someone a heart necklace after dinner, that is
On
a date.
Thursday too.
That's a date.
That's
That's a date.
basically the weekend.
And they're going to get drunk.
Yep.
That's a date.
It's perfect, right?
Yeah, we're gonna go back to her place and light a few candles, but it's
So
just a friend.
platonic.
Just platonic candle.
candles.
Get a
Yeah,
bath
come on.
together. Platonic bath
Platonic
bombs.
bath.
Platonic
Just
bath.
put platonic in front of everything and you're safe.
Yeah.
Chillin'.
Wow. I've never had a problem with this girl, but I don't like how close they are. She's always been nice to me, but I can't help but feel like they might have some underlying feelings for each other.
For sure.
Yeah. How can I solve this? Perhaps I could suggest to him that we both get her something. That's an interesting idea. And they have him take back the necklace while we still have time. Any ideas here? And we do have some relevant comments and some updates, but let's take a break here, y'all, and discuss
break.
this.
I like how her solution is just like, let's just get her more stuff.
Yeah.
Let's just keep
Hey.
showering her with
Yeah.
gifts.
So that's what I don't understand. It's like, okay, now you want to spend money on her. It
Yeah.
doesn't really make sense.
So
But
what
at
do
least
you-
it's like diversifying the love
Yeah, it's
packages.
not
You know, it's not
so-
coming from all one person.
Not so lovey,
like, yeah, we love
lovey-dovey.
you, not he loves you.
right. It's like a unit instead
Yeah,
of
exactly. It
just
almost
him.
strengthens the relationship a little bit, where
Right.
it's coming from the relationship, that present.
Yeah, like a united front
That's
kind
true.
of
Exactly.
thing.
I feel like she's just going around confronting him and just trying to make it something that it's not. It's like clearly a gesture on his behalf. You can't just undo that.
Do you think he's innocent here in his intentions?
I mean, hearing that if it's thousands of dollars, I'm like, clearly not. That's just an
Yeah.
inappropriate gift.
Yeah.
But I mean, whatever. You know, if you're really rich or whatever, I guess that could not apply.
That's
but,
true.
Right,
We
that's
don't
true.
know.
I think it's a
Yeah.
percentage of monthly income.
Yeah, we
I
need to
think-
know his income.
Yeah,
Let's
like,
get his tax info.
If it's over 25% of your monthly income, then it is a love gift. That's the rule
Yeah.
I'm
I mean,
making.
25%. Yeah, that's, I would say even less maybe.
Yeah, like 10 or
10%?
5.
Yeah.
Because like what is a gift that you would also not just get like a friend, but a friend that you want to make sure you're not like sending any mixed signals to. Like I could see, it could be cool, like a little group activity or something, like a Groupon for making pottery. I don't know. Well, that's kind of
Yeah.
No, I feel like you're onto something.
very
Like,
savage. What am I doing?
Have you
No,
seen
that
the
makes
ghost?
sense.
I feel like experiences though usually get a pass for these kinds of things. Like
Yeah.
as long as it's not too intense. Like if it's like we're taking a solo trip to Hawaii. It's like, okay, that's a romantic trip.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, a group thing to like the pottery making shop
Right, or taking her out to eat, even if they like went out
Yeah.
together and this wasn't somebody that like, I just feel like at the root of it, the girlfriend feels like this is someone that he's like, oh, you don't need to worry about her kind of person
Yeah.
in their lives. Like it's one thing if it
Yeah.
was just truly like, it was like, oh, it's like his best friend. He's known her forever. I'm not threatened. But the fact that she has all of these other worries, I feel like that's just the sign within itself.
Yeah. I feel like there are a lot of signs that this is a little bit more than just friends. And everyone can see it, but
Yes.
OP.
That's right.
I guess OP
yeah.
does see it, which is why she's writing this
Exactly.
Reddit post. Yeah.
Well, you want to know what I also want to know is what kind of gifts does he get her?
Yeah.
That is a great
Is
question.
he getting her Tiffany's?
I went to JCPenney's, babe.
Babe, I had no room left in the budget after I got this. Oh, that
I
would
wish
be
she
tough.
had mentioned that.
Yeah.
I
Like, what
feel
did
like,
you get for your last birthday?
Right. I mean, I feel like since she didn't mention it, it does kind of sound like he gets things kind of like this for her, gets her nice gifts too. Otherwise, I feel like she'd be like, he doesn't get me shit like this.
Yeah.
So it'd be even more of a red flag.
But you didn't get him through grad school.
That's true, but like,
But
it's
she
like,
did,
how
though.
did she not? you
Yeah,
know?
exactly. Like, yeah, maybe she didn't help him get like ace his final exam, but she was like emotional. Hopefully, I don't know.
I don't know. The emotional support doesn't deserve Tiffany's, I guess.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
god.
it feels like now that he knows she's single, he's like kind of
Laying
trying
it
to
on
get
thick.
in there.
It's just so suspicious.
Jewelry, not really a man gift either. You know what I mean? If you got her like a PS5, I'd be like, yeah, you did.
Here's some
Yeah.
barbecue, like freaking
Yeah,
spatulas
yeah.
and stuff. Let's go.
Yeah,
deep
actually, that's
smoker.
interesting. Like, if it was the same amount of money, but it was something like not as romantic,
yeah.
would it be
I don't think it would be seen as
an
bad.
issue? Right.
But at least
Because
less bad.
jewelry is
Yeah.
so, it's like that is meant for your romantic
Yeah.
partner, unless it's like your mom getting it for you, but you're not supposed to give that to friends.
And heart-shaped jewelry too.
Yes, that's
heart-shaped
another
jewelry.
story.
I mean, it's like almost I feel like it's the equivalent of giving like a bouquet of roses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
Like a very expensive bouquet.
A very
Yeah.
expensive bouquet.
Like 10 bouquets.
Yeah.
of
A room
a bouquet
full of
on a
roses.
chariot with a white horse.
Exactly.
But we do have some relevant comments here. So Cora Snora says, I hope to hell that you are going on that quote unquote friend date with them. I mean, you can't be an intrusive presence if they're just friends, right? To which OP responds, she made it pretty clear that she wanted it to just be the two of them since they are the quote unquote best friends.
Ugh.
I don't know if I necessarily like don't agree with that. Like sometimes you just like with some of my like male friends, it would be
That's
a little
true.
bit intrusive if like my
Yeah.
girlfriend came on from just trying to have like
Yeah.
one-on-one friend time.
We've
So I
talked
don't
about
disagree
this
with that.
before, and it's like those couples that are just like one entity within each other, and it's like you invite your best friend over, and then she's like, "Okay, we're coming over." It's like I didn't mean both of you.
Yeah.
So I definitely understand that, but just with the fact that it's like they're the opposite sex, and there's clearly this tension happening, and he's about to like practically propose to her.
Imagine if that was the update.
Oh.
I got a ring
Yeah.
for your necklace. Whoa. My God. And then we have another one. This one is from Deleted. As a female with a male best friend, I still feel that this is really, with a bunch of E's, not cool. I'm picturing my male BFF giving me this, and I would feel so awkward about it. And I've known him since age 3. This is a gift for a significant other, not a friend, and I would absolutely not want to receive it from my guy friend.
True.
It would confuse the crap out of me, and he hopefully wants to get it for her simply because she told him that she wants it, and he wants to get his friend something he knows that she will like. Women are often difficult to shop for. Is he buying her flowers and candy too? Sheesh.
Oh, I love a good sheesh.
Opie responds, oh, freak, don't get me started on the flowers.
No.
Wait,
He gets her flowers?
what?
We had an incident on Valentine's Day where he sent her some.
Give me a break.
Come
Wow.
on. Okay,
Oh,
he's
it's over, OP.
If it wasn't clear,
over.
yeah, he's so cross the line. He's way over
He
the
has
line.
a double life with her.
Yeah.
He does.
She's mad at him for buying this girlfriend.
Yes.
Yes.
He's getting heat from both
Yeah,
ends.
yeah.
Oh my God. He knows better now.
How do you not know better?
He clearly doesn't. OP added an edit. I will explain. She got dumped the day before Valentine's Day and claimed to be sad because she wasn't going to get any flowers. My boyfriend, being the great guy that he is, got her flowers.
It feels like she's fishing for boyfriend presents. Like she's
Oh,
like
the
she's
friend.
like, oh, like no one's gonna get me flowers, and then he gets some
Oh,
flowers. 'Cause he's a nice guy.
yeah.
Like, oh, I really like this Tiffany necklace. And he gets the
Right, because
Tiffany
that's what it
necklace.
was. She suggested
Yeah.
it. She said she wanted it.
Yeah,
The
maybe she's
Tiffany's
planting
necklace.
these present ideas so they'll break up.
Got all these rose petals in a bath running. Can you help me, mister?
I
Oh my
wish
God.
I had someone to share it
I'm so
with.
clumsy. I don't know how to work a bathtub by myself.
I do like what that one comment said though about like how awkward it would
be,
be
yeah.
if like your guy friend did that. Like I didn't even think about it being the other way around. Like if you truly just your best friend was your platonic best friend and they were like taking you this romantic dinner and getting you a Tiffany's necklace, I would kind of be like, oh wow, like
This is too
this
much.
is feeling a little more intimate.
Yeah.
But clearly
Yeah.
she likes it.
She wants it to be
She
intimate.
wants it.
Yeah.
She does.
She wants it, honey.
So we have a big juicy update we're about to dive into.
Oh.
And I have to offer the tinfoil hat if you have a conspiracy, as to what's going to happen in this update. Do we
Okay.
have any conspiracies?
Oh, on
Don the
update.
tinfoil
Yeah,
hat.
Don,
if you're
Don,
ready.
do you got one, Shannon?
I feel like we're all saying that.
What is that?
Well, that they're already been cheating, but
Yeah, I would say the
Oh,
big
boy.
conspiracy theory is that they've actually been in a relationship the entire time.
Aha. Okay.
And
Yep.
she thinks OP's the other woman.
Mm.
Well, I think the friend knows about OP,
The
right? That they're in a relationship.
They know about the relationship, but I feel like I agree that
We
they
don't
both feel
know.
like
We
they're
don't
the main
know.
and they're just waiting for the right time.
And the other one is the side chick.
Yeah.
Yes. And she's like, yo, dump your girl and get with me.
Yeah. And he's like, I will. Just, let me save enough money up.
For this Tiffany's. What
It's
is
an
it?
emotional affair.
What if the gift was like, he's like, babe, I'm going to do it. I'm going to break off, I swear. And she's like, you know what you need to do for me? You need to give me this Tiffany's necklace that I want. And we have to go out for dinner for my birthday.
Yeah.
to
And then
prove
buy
that you
me a
love
Bentley.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think she's just milking him for all he's worth, actually. And then she's hitting the road and getting the hell out of there.
Oh, that
Whoa.
would be rough.
Hot conspiracy takes over here. I
So
love it.
OP's hubby is the sugar daddy, basically.
Yep.
And that's all he's being used for.
Wow.
Yep.
I like this. These are great.
I like milking the conspiracy theories.
Oh, yes.
'Cause
Oh,
those
yes.
actually also look like little nipples.
They really do.
do.
Yeah.
We have been told before. When are the nipple hats going on the merch store? You'll see. But we can get back to reality and get into this big old juicy update. I had a sit down talk with my boyfriend this afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
He was very supportive and understanding for the most part. I explained my feeling to him regarding the Tiffany heart necklace, and he immediately agreed to return it.
Oh.
Okay. He seemed really disappointed over it, but he understood where I was coming from. So what we are going to do was buy her something together as a couple. We had already come up with a list of ideas and planned to go shopping tomorrow until
Oh, no, not the until.
we love it until the friend dates. Here we go. This is where things got ugly. I explained that I was uncomfortable with the situation because I felt like she had feelings for him, which he disagreed with.
Oh.
Okay.
I asked him if it was okay if I came along, and he said, probably, but I should tell her first. So I told him to text her and ask if it was okay, which he did right in front of me and immediately. And she replied, I guess, sad face emoji.
Are you kidding me? And she saw it.
I guess it's okay. I know you love her more than me.
Wow.
That is a feels red flag on her part for sure.
Red flags. Red flag
for
alert.
sure.
That is yeah.
Well, I mean, it
She's-
seems like you don't send that if you're not like a little bit interested in that person.
Yeah.
Oh, well, of course.
Because what, like to me, if I'm like, if me and Sam are going on a hot little dinner date, and then
I'm gonna bring Naima, and I'm like, sad face.
Ooh.
I thought it was just gonna be us spending alone
Yeah.
time.
or Riley tries to, be a third and get in the mix.
Riley's
I'd
been
be
trying
like,
to do that for
hell
ages.
yes. I would be vigorously
Of
excited.
course. Who doesn't want to? You might have the chance to go home with him and see his room.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He showed us his room and it is green.
Wow. You all interpret that as you will, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, one day we should do a Riley's room tour. I think
Yeah.
people
He
would
said it's
appreciate
the best
that.
room in the house, boys.
It's beef.
Do you guys?
It's beef. So this is getting back after the sad face emoji was received. As we were sitting there talking, she sent a second text that said, why can't it just be you and me?
Oh, this is so cringe.
God.
He replied and said he wanted me to come with them, which seemed to piss her off because the next thing that she sends is weird. So if I invite you to the blank concert next month, it'd just be you and me. I already bought you a ticket.
Okay.
Oh, she's getting jealous, dude. She's getting
Yeah,
jealous.
she is.
He responds and says he can't promise anything. Next thing you know, she texts, great. So in other words, your girlfriend's being a bee and not letting you see me alone. I have to go to work. We'll just talk tonight.
Wow. Yeah, there's something
So
going
many red
on.
flags, dude.
What the F? This just proves that she is a snake. I told my boyfriend I wasn't going to put up with it and that he needs to start making some hard decisions. Immediately, he agreed and said that he would fix things. He said he'd end the friendship
Wow.
if he had to in order to keep me.
At the very least, he is being somewhat understanding and like
Receptive.
Yeah, receptive, and he's gonna make some like consolations.
Maybe he just had the rose tinted glasses of the friendship and the history too of the friendship. And now that OP kind of like is breaking through, he's like, you know what? You're right.
Yeah.
I see reason now.
Right.
So I guess they're going to meet up and talk tomorrow. Oh yeah. And F her birthday. So we do have a final juicy update.
Okay.
I'm hoping that the friendship is over. That's what I'm
Me
hoping.
too.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like she's
Or-
been calling the shots the whole time, and he's been like, "Yeah, whatever, I'll get you that."
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like she's like manipulating him a little bit.
And it seems like he's doing the same thing in his relationship too. It's like, oh, you want me to end the relationship? Yeah, I'll end the relationship.
Yeah.
My man's just a pushover, just steamrolled left and right.
I almost hope that they break up and he
Yeah.
goes and just dates his best friend.
Do you think that's the real relationship that should be had here?
They've known each other for so long.
I think OP needs to get out because it just seems kind of like icky anyway, of like how he's treating his best friend. It seems like he's prioritizing her over his own
And the fact that he
girlfriend.
couldn't do any boundaries and put any boundaries up, I think that's a red flag
He's
too.
got to know
Yeah.
to an extent.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
babe, I go where the wind takes me.
Do you guys like agree with that theory of like, I feel like a lot of people have different opinions on like platonic female male friendships. Like I've heard people being like, oh, well, the guys always want to their female friends. But I have a lot of relationships with the guys where I'm like, I don't think that.
Yeah, I definitely disagree and think that platonic relationships can happen. I think like a big thing is shutting it down if anything ever happens or if there seems to be any sort of inkling of anything, just immediately shutting it down to and also checking in with your partner and seeing like what are they comfortable with
Right.
too as well and making sure that that's true. But
makes
yeah,
sense.
I agree. I think that it's totally possible, but obviously like we've seen can get
Yeah, I feel
super
like
messy.
Especially
it
when
opens
there
up to
is.
diciness.
Yeah.
For sure. Especially if there's attraction at least one way, which like often
Yes.
there is.
Yeah.
I feel like it can get dicey, but I don't know. I feel like that takes Shannon as super like early 20s stuff where it's like, yo, I want to hook up with her. And it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, I have so many girlfriends that I'm just not interested in that way, you know?
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think like as you mature, you're able to have more of those relationships.
That's true. That's
like,
true.
nah, I seen you ugly cry. Nah, not really.
Emphasis on the ugly.
Gave me the ick.
yeah, I got the ick.
Oh man. Well, guys, we get the conclusion.
All
Of
right.
this
Let's
saga.
hear
Let's
it.
go.
Here we go.
Final update about 3 weeks later. I apologize in advance if this comes out as a huge effing mess. It turns out he is not as innocent as I had previously thought.
Oh,
Knew
what? Who could have seen that coming?
We
Yeah.
never knew. And now I feel like an effing fool here. Last night, I stayed at his place and we talked about it some more. He said he was going to return the necklace first thing this morning. Well, he lied. I went over to his place on my lunch hour and the damn thing was still lying on his nightstand. What a
His
damning
nightstand.
place.
He didn't even hide it.
Yeah.
Still in the box or out of
And
the
that box is bright blue. You can't miss
Mhm.
that.
Okay, there you go. He claims he forgot to take it back and will have to do it later, which, I mean, that is
Yeah.
plausible.
Yeah.
He just
Yeah.
left it there. You know, it's pretty plausible.
In my gut, I felt like he was stalling me, and I was right. As I mentioned in my prior post, my boyfriend and his best friend were going to have a talk today. I honestly believed that he was going to distance himself from her and explain to her that her actions were inappropriate. Well, that didn't happen. After 2 hours without hearing anything from him, I texted him to find out what was going on because I wanted to see him after their talk tonight. He responded and said that he was just going to have the night to himself.
Right.
Sure.
Convenient.
Maybe somebody else. Right away, alarm bells are going off in my head because he's sending me short texts and is barely answering any of my questions.
Oh my God.
I told him his evasive behavior was really beginning to worry me, and he replied and said, "I'm sorry, I'm just confused."
Oh, so he has feelings for her. Yeah.
Of course.
Of course.
I texted back, "What do you mean you're confused? Confused about what?" He took forever to respond, but eventually admitted he was confused about our relationship.
Yep.
Shocker.
Uh-huh.
Instead of fighting over text, I went over to his place to figure out what the problem was. F around and find out,
What
my
do you
friend.
mean figure out what the problem was? We're just
I
talking about the
think
problem
it's
this whole story.
clear. It's
right here.
We know. It's right in front of you.
It could be anything.
Yeah. After lots of arguing, he finally gave me the truth. Apparently, during their friend talk this afternoon, she told him she's had feelings for him since college, and it's gotten to the point now where it's hard for her to be around him.
Whoa.
I asked him if the feelings were mutual, and he replied, I don't know.
Well, that's a
That's a
yes.
yes.
In other words, yes. I asked him what else was said during this talk, and he said that she basically feels bad because she feels like she's ruining our relationship and getting in between us. Well, no.
Yeah.
That's when he brought up the idea
Wait.
Taking a break.
of us possibly going on a break so he can sort this friendship out. Honestly, I thought he was like, that's when he brought up the idea to bring her in on the relationship so he could figure this out as a unit.
Exactly.
But that's not what it was, to
Yeah,
be
it's
clear.
like it's the same as bringing her in on the gift giving exchange,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah. We bring her a gift, we bring her a relationship. It's the
Yeah.
same thing. Tomato,
And
tomato.
also the going on the break is so obvious that he is going to try and see what happens with the other girl.
That's what
Yeah.
because
figuring it
then
out means,
It's
correct?
like, yeah, like
Let me just
being
date
able
her.
to cheat.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Just give me a hall pass, please. Just do it.
Exactly.
I told him I would never agree to something like that because it just gives him the license to sleep with her, which brought up to my next point. I asked him if he ever cheated on me with her, and suddenly he became very defensive.
Oh.
He said they only fooled around back when he was single.
Okay.
Okay.
Funny how he never mentioned that before.
Yeah.
Which I can see why OP is like,
Well, yeah, you never want to hear that
yeah.
his
not
best
fun to
female
hear.
friend they hooked up before.
Not that he
Like,
has necessarily violated anything yet, but
It's
I-
awkward.
Oh yeah, he should have told
I
her
feel like
that.
It is a
That-
violation to keep that
Yes.
from her.
I think. Yeah,
I feel like that's something that
absolutely.
we know, like, oh yeah, we fooled around back in the day. I feel like
Yeah.
once that comes up, you say it in that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
and he
that
didn't
is-
want to, because then how's he going to get to hang out with her and bring her a
Yeah.
heart-shaped
Yeah.
necklace without arousing suspicion?
Right. Yeah. Babe, I couldn't tell you because you wouldn't let me buy the $3,000 necklace, okay? Let me live. I told him I didn't believe him because of how defensive he was. He then admitted that she kissed him during their talk, but he pulled away after a couple of seconds because he felt
After a
bad.
couple of
A
seconds.
couple of seconds. That's
think
a
that's called
long
kissing
time.
back.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's downplaying it even in this like
Oh, of
truth saying. It's
course.
definitely a partial truth for
Yeah.
Definitely.
But
They probably fall on.
yeah.
At dinner on the table
Yeah.
in front of all the
Everyone
waiters.
get out of the restaurant. I'm making love to my new lady. But quote unquote, that's all that happened. Yeah, I'm not stupid. Even if it was just a kiss, he should have made it clear to her that he wasn't interested and also ran to the girlfriend immediately and be like, yo, she just tried to kiss me.
Yeah.
I'm getting the F out of here. 'Cause
Yeah.
This is not the
Because
move.
it's suspicious to keep that information. Like a good boyfriend would say like exactly what happened immediately.
And remember, he was staying so much longer. He was like so
Yeah.
short in text. It's like, what were you doing that whole time?
Yeah.
And you couldn't get to
And
Exactly.
your
also,
club?
I bet she was at his house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe that's what she was saying. It's like, yo, I'm here. Where are you? Not this. I don't know if I have feelings for her BS. At that point, I told him we were done.
There we go.
Yes.
There we go.
We love to hear it.
Our relationship is over. I don't want to be in a relationship with someone I cannot trust. He didn't even fight for me. All he did was apologize and said that he didn't mean to hurt me. Whatever. It's all BS. All the signs were there, but I chose to ignore them. The flowers, the watch. Wow.
The watch.
Okay.
Where would that come
Yeah,
from?
I got her a Rolex.
It went with the Tiffany's, okay? The heart necklace, the way she acted around him, etc., etc. All the signs were there.
You just don't want to see it in the moment, you know?
Exactly. I'm really trying to look at the bright side. I know I deserve better. Yes, you do, Queen.
Amen.
I already feel like a weight has lifted off of my shoulders. My relationship wasn't going anywhere, especially with her in the picture, and I should have just ended it earlier. I'm extremely grateful that this has happened now and not a couple of years down the road when we were engaged or something like that. I have plenty of great friends and family to lean on for support, so everything will be fine. I am moving on for good. Thank you to everyone for your help over the past couple of days. It's been really therapeutic writing all of this stuff down.
Yeah.
Happy ending.
There we go.
Yes. I don't know
She
if it's
got
like
out.
happy, but it's better to drop that boyfriend than to keep it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
I'm curious if they ended up together.
Yeah.
The best friend and the boyfriend.
That's the
I
update
bet.
I want.
Right.
Yeah, I think they got it. I mean, they've known each other so long.
Yeah. And clearly they're, best friends for a reason. And I'm not really rooting for them per se, but
Yeah.
I guess if you're gonna have that happen, it's nice to have a little
Better to have
that
it
it's
for
worth
love.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
You
right.
know?
We say that sometimes where it's like, it's almost kind of worse when they just like hook up once, completely blow up their relationship, and then they're just like
It's all for nothing.
at least commit,
Yeah, because then
Exactly.
both parties are just super upset, and
Yeah,
at
exactly.
least one person gets
Although
a happily
I think
ever
it would
after.
hurt so
But it would
bad,
hurt so bad.
though.
That's the
where
flip
it's
side of the
like,
coin.
oh my God, you actually did find someone that you want to be with forever. Like, it would hurt so bad, but it would also be like, okay, well,
At least they were
at
meant
least,
to be.
right.
One of my friend's parents, how they met is his dad was best friends with a guy that his mom was dating. And so they were dating for a couple years, and then the dad swooped in, and now they've been married for like 40 years.
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But they're very happy together.
And
but
then it's
they
like-
don't talk to that guy anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's tough because it's like, that's a true love 40-year marriage. It
I
sounds
know.
like, and it's like,
They
do
didn't
they
have a chance.
What? Yeah.
One of my boyfriend's like family members, there was two married couples. They were like next door neighbors, and two of them were having an affair. And then the other two actually ended up together. The other husband and wife ended up together, and now
We
they're
have so
all
much
just
in common. We've
married.
both been
And
cheated on.
yeah, isn't that crazy?
The little wife swap. Wait, did
Yeah, they did a
the
wife
affair
swap.
people?
Yeah, I think
together
they're
too?
still together too. Yeah.
They all got
Wow.
together.
Yeah. And
Hey.
his family member was the one that got cheated on and then ended up with the other woman.
I mean, if it's gonna happen, I feel like that's like the best
I know,
way
it's
for it
kind
to
of meant
happen,
to
if
be.
anything.
Trauma bonding.
Yeah.
Trauma bonding.
Yeah.
Yoinks. Real quick question
Yoinks.
for everyone watching and both of you. Where would you have cut it off if like you were OP in this scenario? Like when would have you called it quits?
I guess. I mean, the Tiffany's necklace is very
Yeah.
questionable.
Yeah.
What do you think is worse? A watch of a little bit more value, so like let's say like a $2,000 watch,
Yeah.
or $1,000 Tiffany's
necklace.
Tiffany's.
Yeah, I would say
Tiffany's.
Tiffany's. I still would be
Tiffany's.
like, why are you dropping $2,000 on her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, there is something about a watch that's like just not as romantic.
It is more platonic.
Agreed.
Yeah, but I still would kind of be like, okay, this is like a lot of money. Like, what the you get me? What are you gonna get me for my birthday?
Yeah.
It better be twice that amount.
100 at least
10
At
times.
least.
But I mean, I guess if I were her, I maybe probably would have acted the same way she did, of just like trying to figure
Right.
it out
Giving
and
him a
like
chance.
level with him. And
Do we know how long they were in a relationship?
11 months.
Okay.
oh,
But 11 months from that point.
Yeah.
Basically a year
Yeah.
by the end.
Right.
Basically a year by the end.
oh, okay.
I believe.
Relatively new-ish
Yeah, that is.
relationship.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like he got caught in with her. He doesn't really care about her. This
Yeah.
is his best friend. Like, you're going to say that, you're kind of supposed to marry your best friend.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. They might actually work out. I hate to say it.
I think so too.
So much
Oh.
history. They help
Right.
each. They're in the same grad
Degree.
school.
Yeah.
What if they go into the same career if they're in the same program?
Yeah, they work
Right.
together. They start a
Right.
business together.
It's
We're
all
rooting for
there.
them now.
Yeah.
We love them.
They kind of sound perfect. He showers her with gifts and roses. He's
Yeah, I
thoughtful.
think it is a little bit of a red flag though when they have like a platonic opposite sex best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, unless
Like best friend.
Best
unless
friend.
you
Best
like,
friend.
I guess, grew up together, and I guess there definitely is a way to be like have a brother and sister relationship, like if your families are really close. But I don't know. I definitely can see that it can work, but I think you just got to use your intuition
Yeah.
about the relationship. Like clearly she's been flagging it from the start.
Well, I think you're nailing it though. It's common interest. If like family friend, that's a commonality, or if it's like, comedy or whatever, podcasting, it's like, yeah, you've got a reason to be hanging out with them. But when you don't, it is a little sus.
But I guess they did because they were like in grad school together.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just kind of weird. Like,
I'm excited for their future.
congratulations, you guys.
I can hear the wedding
X.
bells, but you know what else I can hear?
What can you hear?
The bells of this new story.
Let's go, baby.
Am I the a-hole for breaking up with my fiance for not bringing me lunch?
Oh, God.
Nope. Dump him.
Dump him.
Give me lunch.
I need to be fed. He was just hangry.
That's right.
He was hangry.
It's
what do you
okay if
expect?
you-
He's obviously going to break up with you when you're hangry.
You can do that, right? You can break off an engagement just because you're hangry.
Yeah. And so, yeah, eat a Snickers.
Eat a
Yeah.
Snickers. There we go.
So this comes from Empty World 1945, and the original post is December 15th, 2023.
Oh.
So I, 25 female, and my fiance, Mark, 26 male, have been together 2 years. Me and Mark met through mutual friends and went to the same high school together, but didn't start dating till years after we graduated. He's currently in the military and is stationed in another state, but kept our relationship strong through the long distance and, of course, when he comes home for vacation, breaks, and holidays. So it sounds like they've known each other for a while. They got those common interests.
Oh, we don't know anything about that.
We also have a dog named Willie that we got together, but of course stays with me and sees Mark when he's home. When he's home, he stays at my place and spends time at his family's while I'm at work. Since he flies home, he leaves his personal vehicle at base and sometimes uses my car. I imagine all these details will be important soon.
Hopefully.
But we're getting a lot of details.
I like learning about their lifestyle.
Yeah. It sounds really cute and domestic. So he also picks me up for my lunch break and we eat together. He doesn't miss a lunch day, ever.
Wow.
He got home 5 days ago and I returned back to work. Mark dropped me off so he could use my car for errands and to re-up on Willie's food since we just ran out during his morning feed. When he picked me up at the end of my shift, I asked Mark if he bought the big or small bag of Willie's food. He paused and mentioned he forgot to buy the food. Mind you, I work a 10-hour shift and fed Willie the minute I got up to get ready for work, which is 12 hours ago. I asked Mark what he had been doing while I was at work, and he just said he was out spending time with his brothers. Do we believe him?
He never misses lunch.
He never misses lunch.
Yeah, he seems like a pretty reliable guy.
Half truth. He was spending time with his brothers at the strip club.
Yep.
There you go. There it is.
That's it. Babe, I told you the truth.
I swear, I was just there for the hot wing.
Yes. It's delicious. They're renowned.
I'm a very understanding and patient person. I was mad that Willie had gone so long without eating, but gave him the benefit of the doubt since he hasn't seen his family in months. I let it go. So she's like, hey, I know, our dog is starving, but since you're back for a little bit, it's okay that you forgot.
I think Opie's man is thinking about a whole different Willie right now.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm
That
thinking.
he is.
That's what I'm
with his
thinking.
little head. A couple days later, Mark mentioned he was going Christmas shopping with his brothers and wouldn't be able to take me to lunch since he was going before their shifts. My brother-in-laws are 20 and 22 and haven't saved up for their own cars, so he had to use mine. We had a surprise meeting that day, which extended my lunch to a later time that Mark would be free for. I called Mark and told him of my new lunch hour and asked if he could bring me a plate of food. Mark weirdly hesitated and said he had to go feed Willie first since it was time for his second feeding. We're flip-flopping here.
Now you're so concerned about feeding Willie.
I suggested to feed Willie after he dropped off some lunch for me since my break was only for 1 hour and wouldn't have enough time to eat if he went back home first. Mark heavily insisted on feeding Willie first because he didn't want to upset me the way he did when he forgot to feed him a couple of days ago.
Fair.
No, not fair. What?
Yeah.
That's like
Because
classic
she's upsetting her
manipulation.
now, right?
Dog
Wait,
eats
what?
before you.
Yeah.
Dogs eat first.
I don't want to upset you, even though I'm not doing what you want me to do.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Okay.
Yeah. So OP, I think, feels how we all feel right now. I felt off. I love Willie very much, but I told him Willie was not going to starve from 5 hours of not eating. Mark suggested I just wait till the end of my shift to go eat after work. I was dumbfounded that Mark was being heavily hesitant on bringing me food, especially since he's in my car and I haven't eaten since last night because I'm not much of a breakfast person. So basically, like, he has her car, so she can't go and drive to get food.
Oh, okay.
She was depending on him for food. I guess she didn't pack anything going in, so
He never misses lunch.
He
Yeah,
never
that's his
misses
thing.
lunch.
Like,
What happened?
yeah.
he was so reliable until now.
Interesting. Okay.
But what could be more important than buying a plate of food for your starving partner?
Oh, starving.
That part.
Starving. I feel like we're using a little bit of hyperbole right here. I don't know.
I'm starving, my love.
Starving, but very hungry at the very least. I mean, it's hard to function and work on an empty stomach.
Wait, what is she, a nurse? Is that what I heard? No.
It feels like the 10-hour shift gave me. Oh, but she said a meeting though. Do nurses have meetings?
Nurses probably have meetings. I mean, we know he is in the military.
Military, right? Oh, I don't know why I thought I was thinking a nurse.
Anything on her. I don't know if we know her position.
Okay.
I thought nurse too though.
I got upset and asked Mark what's really going on because he's never missed a lunch date with me.
Never.
Mark got loud and said, I'm tripping, and hung up on me.
What?
I called him back and all calls were rejected. He texted me saying he was going home and we could talk after work because he was tired from shopping. For petty reasons, I had a bag of chips in my desk that I refused to eat so he could hear my stomach growl when he picked me up later.
Okay.
Nice.
I won't say anything. My stomach will do the talking and be yelling at you. I see him pull up to the front of my office building and I calmly get into the car. The second we got home, I tell him, it's over, and ask to pack his things and leave.
Oh.
He calls me a crybaby and effing dramatic and will regret breaking up with me. Is he right? Or am I just being extra for ending the relationship? And again, they've been together 2 years.
Okay.
They're engaged. There are some relevant comments and an update. But I want to know from y'all, is OP overreacting right now, or is she justified?
I feel like I'm missing something, but I feel like she's overreacting.
Yeah.
I feel like we just did one like this. I can't remember what it was now, but yeah, it was the same thing where it's like you're breaking up with a guy
over that.
Almost nothing. I mean,
it was about the party and the dog. The dog was dying.
Oh yeah, he didn't answer her call. Basically, he was at a party. It was this other one.
It's like, I'm not coming home, whatever. But it just seemed so like dramatic, and that there was like underlying issues of why you're breaking up, because you're going to break up over this.
Yeah.
And I also just feel like
Pack a lunch.
You can't fucking figure out your own lunch plans. Like, why does he have to be there at every lunch? I'm confused. He's home from the military and he has the time off. Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think it's about spending time together, because maybe they don't get to spend a lot of time because he's always militarying about.
As they do.
As they do. But it doesn't feel like a time spent thing, though. It actually feels like I'm just trying to get sustenance. Like the reason she's most mad is because she's quote unquote starving.
Too, there's like a thing when people are very consistent and then they get off that consistency. Like, to me, that usually is an indicator like something deeper is happening.
Yeah.
Like, this is their ritual. It's what they do. I mean, I agree with you. It doesn't need to be like so regimented necessarily, but that is what it is. I mean, he's a military guy.
And he should have said to her, like, oh, I can't make lunch today, so figure out your plans.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I have your car.
He misses 2 lunches and then it's like
Engagement is over.
Like, I feel like it deserves a further talk at least. Like,
Yeah, of course.
What is the golden rule? 3 strikes
and you're out.
That's
You're
true.
out of here.
This is only 2.
No, we're calling it early.
Calling
Okay?
it on 2. But there are some relevant comments. So Healer Heel says, so he's probably effing around for one, which I'm sorry to hear, but he had told you the day/evening before that he couldn't make the lunch date.
Oh.
So why didn't you bring food from home?
Oh.
And this wasn't an issue for you until your break got changed. If it hadn't, what would you have eaten anyway if you didn't bring anything? What the F, lady?
That's what I'm saying.
And then OP said, I had money to DoorDash. I just needed to know what was so important to not bring a plate of food for your partner. And the mall does not take a whole lot. He was already done with the mall to begin with, which is why I asked. And then Bodacious Justice says, not being dramatic, he's being super shady. I don't believe he was really hanging out with his brothers these 2 days. He had other plans. I don't know. I feel like we're getting to like a little conspiracy.
Hit it. What do you think?
I mean, I think there is a high chance that he is he is like hooking up. But I don't know if we have enough information to actually justify that. I don't know. What do you think?
I guess I'm not ready to jump to hooking up because it seems so abrupt, but it's like he's doing something.
He's doing something.
Yeah.
You know?
There's some sketchiness possibly with him going outside of his routine.
Maybe he just wants his own time.
Yeah.
Like, why is he having
Unacceptable.
to be the one?
Unacceptable.
I'm
You
gonna
live
hang
and
out with
breathe
your
for me.
family.
Yeah, it feels just so like I don't want to say this word because it's like, I don't know, but he's seeming a little whipped.
Yeah.
Right.
Eek. I don't know
Yeah.
if that's okay to say,
I
but
think it just seems like we're jumping the gun a little bit too fast.
Yeah. Like
generally.
it's not like he's totally innocent or there's nothing to suspect, but the punishment does not fit the crime here.
I don't think so. I mean, I understand her getting annoyed that he is then like calling her all these like names and getting frustrated with her. Like, but it's like, have a conversation.
Yeah,
Don't just
please.
be like, we're done.
Yeah.
Here's your ring.
I wonder if she's done that before. Like
Probably.
called
We're
off the
done.
relationship
Yeah.
and is like, I'm just playing with you. Bring me
Yeah.
my lunch.
Over.
Oh,
Yeah.
she could be one
Keep
of
you on your
those.
toes.
I'm hoping he's up to something, but it's not cheating. I want him to be like,
he's like, I've been shopping
for a Tiffany's necklace
Tiffany's
for
necklace,
you.
yeah.
There it is.
I can't stop bowling, like anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's part of the league finals. I got a bowl.
I'm addicted.
Well, let's
That would
get
be
back
so
to
great.
reality and see what really happened.
All righty.
So OP responds, I asked after he was done hanging with his brothers at the mall. I would not have asked him to bail on his brothers in the middle of his plans. I also got super upset because he hung up right in the middle of our call and didn't answer any further phone calls or texts. He also never went to go feed Willie. We don't share locations, so I don't know where he was all this time. So he's up to something.
Okay, so he said he was feeding the dog and then
And
he didn't.
wasn't.
That's pretty messed up.
Oh,
To bail on
that
your dog.
is.
Yeah,
Now it's
dude.
kind of like you better be cheating.
Bro.
Well, actually, I was just asking this because I was watching my parents' dog last week, and I was asking my mom, I was like, why don't dogs eat lunch? They only have breakfast and they only have dinner. I'm like, why don't they get
My
lunch?
dog only
these
eats
guys?
once a day.
Once a day.
Yeah,
Well, your dog's intermittent fasting, though.
That
That's
dog's
true.
intermittent
He's
fasting.
working on
Keto
his
dog,
figure.
keto
dog.
I remember my old dog, rest in peace, Paco.
R.I.P.
He got
Paco.
so fat by us feeding him
Whoa.
twice a day, and the doctor was like,
Oh.
"You have to feed him only 1 cup in the morning because he just gets fat. It's just
oh my
what
God,
he does."
1 cup?
How big was Paco?
Bro, he's like this big. He's a Chihuahua
Oh, he's
mix.
tiny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's like bigger than he was mixed with some other dog. But like he's a
He was
mutt.
wider than he was long.
Yeah, but yeah, he got freaking fat, dude. So we had to just like, he's
Yeah.
like, please, dude, he gets so excited. He's like, oh,
He was
finally.
probably starving.
He was.
Bro, you got to burn off those pounds. But we do have an update 3 days later. So to answer some repeating questions, all gifts were bought and given to my mother-in-law since she loves to wrap, and Mark is super bad at keeping gifts a secret. Even if extra gifts were being bought as a surprise, no gift would be okay to leave me with anxiety and overthinking for the remaining 6 hours of my shift. What is that even like? No gift would be okay to leave me. Oh, like leave
it's
her
not- it
thinking
wasn't
like,
worth
where are you?
it. Yeah.
Right. I also did not mention that I also had a feeling that he was probably cheating since I wanted actually to think and have a POV of everyone that read through this. So she wanted the internet's thoughts first.
Okay.
I wanted to see if everyone's gut feeling / intuition was the same as mine without my influence. I also mentioned the part of me being petty to not paint myself as a saint. Some people say I'm assuming to be, and show my raw emotion and irrational thinking coming from a place of hurt and anger. Now, the update.
Okay.
Here we go.
Mark packed his stuff and left.
What?
The next morning, I noticed he left an old college jacket that belonged to his stepdad and meant a lot to him with a deep meaning behind it. I could have been petty and thrown it away, but decided to text Mark
Okay,
Thank God.
and
phew.
maybe even talk it out after a night of being away and letting things calm down. I texted Mark, hey, you left some clothes behind. In his response, wow, already crawling back. Throw it away. I don't want that.
Throw it away.
Throw it away. I don't care about my stepdad.
This whole couple sucks.
He really reached for that crawling.
Yeah,
back,
yeah,
too. She's like,
I think he
"God,
intentionally
just
left
tell
it
me."
just so he could say that.
Oh,
Yeah.
totally.
It's like the classic move of like leaving like an article of clothing behind. It's like, oh, I left my hoodie over there. Can I come pick it up?
And she knows how important it is. He's probably told her in the past, like, my stepdad gave me this old beauty.
But then he's telling her to just throw it out.
They're both petty as
Cruel.
hell.
I left him on red, petty too, and decided to text his mother if I could stop by and drop off the said jacket. Actually, that's pretty thoughtful. She said, of course, and told me to come by and also pick up the gifts I'm assuming I wanted back. I came over and was immediately greeted by his mother and stepdad, which hugged me and asked if I was okay and needed to talk. I immediately broke down. I explained the situation and basically told the same story as I told on here. His mother was pissed and decided to call Mark and ask for his side of the story, but did not mention I was there to listen in on the call,
Wow.
which I think is kind of whack.
I feel like that's the middle school three-way move, you know?
Yeah.
Where you
Yeah.
call your friend. What do you think about Joey?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like
I
that
hate
one
him.
scene in Mean Girls.
I mean, girls, I was
Got
going to say
to.
that.
Wow. I also, like, I feel like shouldn't the parents be like, wait, why did you like leave my son over missing lunch twice? Like,
Yeah, why are they instantly
Yes.
taking her side, you know?
yeah.
Like, come on. Like listen to
Very
both sides first
strange.
before you like three-way sabotage your son, which is a
Yeah.
weird sentence to say in relationship to
Oh,
parent.
God.
But
There is a stepdad.
yeah, there is a stepdad. That is true. Mark answered by saying that I called him at the time he was with Nick and Devin, his brothers, and told me that he couldn't leave them at the mall since he was the only one with transportation, and immediately blew up on them for picking his brothers over me. I yelled, "That's not true!" out of frustration and showed my mother-in-law the call history, which checked out at the time that both brothers were already clocked in for their shifts, which mother and father-in-law confirmed to be their shifts. One brother-in-law also showed a picture of him and some coworkers around the same time. I asked him to bring me to lunch. Mark hung up the call, so he was kind of caught in a lie.
Yeah. Wow.
The in-laws texted Mark and sided with me. I thanked them for the memories and love and left my engagement ring with them. Mark repeatedly called and has sent text messages begging to talk. After an hour, I finally answered and told him to tell me the truth of this, or this would be the last and final time we spoke. Mark admitted to seeing another woman.
No.
There you go.
An ex to be exact.
Oh, even
Wait, really?
Ooh, I hadn't thought of an X. That
I
makes
hung
more
up
sense.
and haven't answered since, which super sus. I mean, they probably were like hooking up or something.
Yeah.
I know it says that this all happened today, but actually took place 2 days ago. I typed it out and left it as a draft since I cried myself to sleep and I've been trying to keep it together. Update on Willie. Willie stays at doggy daycare while I'm at work. We both decided to leave Willie home while he was in town to save money.
I feel like the ex was like, but don't bring back that f***ing jacket.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it.
Don't want to see it ever. Reminds me of my stepdad who actually has good morals and supports people who deserve to be supported. Well, I guess OP was kind of vindicated at the end.
Wow, I know.
Yeah.
I really sorry I was not on her side,
Yeah.
but interesting.
We were jumping, but I feel like we were jumping to a like logical conclusion. Like we were missing a few steps, but you read enough of these stories and you realize everyone's cheating on each other.
Maybe OP just even though she didn't like vocalize it and see it consciously at the time, she was like, I feel like he's cheating on me, and that's the real reason. Like not that he missed the 2 lunches, which
right. She had intuition.
intuition.
And she was feeling it. She
Yeah.
went with
A man
it.
right.
respects lunch. And when a man conveys he respects lunch, and then there's a disrespect toward lunch,
He's cheating.
He's cheating.
Yeah. If he's
Disrespect.
not eating, he's cheating.
There we
You heard
go.
it here,
That's the line,
folks.
baby. Here we go. But shall we go into a final
Final story
of this episode?
Let's hit it.
Let's do it.
Oh, on OKOP show. Does this come from our very own subreddit r/OKOP show?
It does. And if you want to send in your stories and have us read it, go to r/OKOP show on Reddit, or you can call us at 440-508-6567. We love reading your stories, y'all.
Love it.
But let's get into this one from OK family member Alyssa69.
Nice.
Would I be the a-hole for telling my sister her boyfriend cheated on her with me.
Oh, yes.
That's tough.
I mean, yes, you're the
I would
a-hole.
say, well, you are the a-hole,
Yeah.
but you should tell her.
You should tell her. That makes you less of an a-hole, if anything.
Like maybe it's like canceled. It's not canceled out, but you're a little bit less. Telling the truth is less
Come
a-hole.
clean.
It also makes the 69 in the
So much
title
better.
so much crazier.
Oh my God.
It's my favorite
That's how we
position.
cheated on you.
Yeah, come on, Alyssa, you're part of the OK fan. What are you doing?
She's getting at it. That's what she's doing.
For real.
Okay, fam can get it.
Apparently, they're too beautiful. I, 19 male, have a sister, Lila, 24 female. I don't talk to my family much, mostly because we aren't on good terms and I live in another
Since I
state.
hooked up with my family's significant other.
Exactly. So basically, I was at a gay club with some of my friends and a guy approached me. He was a bit older than me, probably in his late 20s or early 30s. We started chatting and we ended up in a hotel room at the end of the night, and then we never saw each other again. That was 3 months ago.
Okay.
Now I was invited to a family dinner for my grandma's birthday, and I arrived early to be able to catch up with a few cousins before the dinner. And guess who came a few minutes later? My grandma.
No.
No, I'm just kidding. The guy from before.
And they went to a
Plot
hotel room to
twist.
hook up, correct? Like not play like Scrabble or something.
No, they were doing it. Lila and the guy I hooked up with. He stared at me, and God believe me when I tell you that crap was awkward. My sister introduced him to me as her boyfriend of 8 months, mind you, which meant the jerk cheated on her with me.
Okay, interesting.
Well, at least
so
you
she
know
didn't
he's
know.
a type, you know?
Oh,
Yeah.
true.
Oh, she didn't know because she
Didn't
just found out in that
know.
moment.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, I think that's
exactly.
very
That is
exculpating.
fair.
right?
Yeah.
I tried to stay away from them throughout the dinner, but eventually he pulled me aside. Well, now he's finally pulling something out. When my sister went to the kitchen, he begged me not to tell Lila about what happened. And when I asked him why I shouldn't, he said, "You would be an a-hole for breaking her heart."
Oh,
No.
yeah. She's
Yeah,
that.
Come on. That's you, buddy.
Yeah. And now I don't think OP is the a-hole anymore.
Yes,
Yeah.
OP is not the
No.
a-hole.
He's not the a-hole.
You've been vindicated.
You're just suave as
That's right. Yeah, he's just too good looking.
too good looking.
And I told him that that was his problem and that he shouldn't have cheated. He tried to explain that because he lives in another state and away from Lila, that he didn't have his needs met or some other BS like
Oh,
that.
shut
That's
the
such bullshit. You're just a bad relationship partner.
Come
Well,
on.
I guess if you live in a different state.
Yeah, different rules, different
It
states,
doesn't
guys.
count if you cross state boundaries.
I told him that I'll still tell her, and he tried to threaten me, but I just left the dinner early.
Good.
Now he's texting me saying that I am the a-hole for sleeping with a taken man. And,
Oh my God.
What? And it gets even better. If I told my sister, I would be just as much of a jerk as him.
Untrue.
Lies.
Untrue.
Lies.
Wow.
I'm honestly really conflicted. I want to tell my sister, but I don't want her to think I purposely slept with her boyfriend. So would I be the a-hole? Edit for some clarification. I'm a guy, the people who miss the M in the 19M.
Oh.
Met at a gay club.
Yes, met at a gay
Oh,
Oh
club.
my God,
the
I
gay
totally
club.
missed that.
Yes. And yes, it was
Well,
19
that changes everything.
Yeah, he wasn't getting his means met by a woman.
He
Come
needed to
on.
switch it up. Only a guy knows how to please me, baby. And I don't know where he got my number from, but he just might have gotten it from his girlfriend, my sister, who has my number, of course, because
Thanks
I'm
for
her
the
brother.
clarification.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm her brother.
Oh, and yes, I am 100% gay. If you couldn't tell by the fact that I was at a gay club and hooked up with a man.
Yeah.
Well, wait, he's not gay. I mean,
Picking at Crystal.
I love
Yeah,
it.
guess
Yeah, this edit is making everything very crystal
Yeah,
clear.
exactly, right? Hope this helps for the people who lack any critical thinking skills. Smiley face, many exclamation
Thank
emojis.
I like how they hit 100% gay, though. It's really
Yeah.
funny.
I love that.
If you were 80% gay, I'd have a very
Yeah,
different
we'd have
opinion.
to sit down and have a talk. By the way, to clarify, this OP actually isn't in the OK fam. This was a cross post into.
Okay.
This is a
Gotcha.
story that needed to be shared.
But yeah, what do you
I was
think?
going to say, you guys got some crazy listeners.
Right?
We do. We do.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have some wild people.
Well,
But
actually, I was listening to one of your call-ins today, and yeah, they've got some wild
They got some
stories.
juice.
Yep, they got some juice.
But what do you think? Would OP be the a-hole in telling his sister?
Not at all. She deserves to know.
Yeah.
And I would hope that she would understand that her brother wasn't trying to do her dirty like that.
Yeah.
Like, unless there was ever any history of them having a bad relationship or some kind of a similar situation, or even just doing each other dirty and not in this way, but then I would think that she would be totally understanding.
Yeah, but it is a hard thing to hear. Just generally.
Oh my God.
Like, I could see her not necessarily like wanting to be mad at him, but kind of being like upset by the fact that this happened.
Oh yeah.
Even if I do think OP is like somewhat blameless.
It could be nuclear too if she doesn't even know that he's bi, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He must
Yes.
be bi. So then I could see that really spinning. And obviously this guy's not above just blatant manipulation. So he would
Straight
just
up.
be like,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
he's gay and he pursued me. You know, like I could see him
I was just
spinning
doing
this.
friends.
No.
I can see it being, but I think if she then found out later,
Oh, yeah,
you
it's
would be
better to
even
find out now.
more of an, because it would be like, okay, so you didn't tell me.
Yeah.
So then that means that there might have been something weird going on, that you actually were pursuing him, because why the fuck wouldn't you tell me immediately when you found out? And you let me date this for another year?
Yeah, major red flag.
True.
They
Yeah.
end that relationship. That's what a good brother would do.
Absolutely. But you know, it's not a major red flag. The two of you who have contributed so greatly to our podcast today.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Thanks
Can you
again.
tell us and the people a little bit about your podcast?
Yes.
Yeah. So go ahead, Danny. He started
It's
it.
so different than this, you
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
I mean, no, you guys kind of cover all of Reddit, which I love, and we're very specific. We
Yes.
only do Am I the Asshole?
Asshole.
But otherwise, it's very similar. We read the situation and then analyze it, and that's it. And Shannon's there.
And I'm there
Yeah,
too.
She just sits there quietly and just
She doesn't talk. It's
I
just
don't
me.
talk.
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, Danny started it in 2019, and he had another co-host,
Mhm.
Sarah. Well, it started off with Anthony and then Sarah. And then she has a podcast that she's sort of like more the main one on. It's called Not Another True Crime Podcast. So she was getting busy, and so she had to leave this one, and then he was looking for a replacement, and I stepped in.
and here we are.
And
And here we are. Last
Danny and
year,
Channing.
fall of 2022.
Yeah.
The dream team has assembled.
And now we
Yes.
know that, West Los Angeles, we're in Santa Monica now,
Yep.
and Chan's place is in Venice. This is actually one of the most Reddit podcast dense.
Oh, yeah.
Area
So,
in the
who
world.
would have known?
Exactly.
We love it though, and then
Yeah.
they're gonna come on ours.
Yeah.
That's right. That's
So
right.
Go check out their pod. Links in the description. And if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you and
See you tomorrow.